Hey, this is Dark Mario 2 here. And today, I recently picked up this guy from my local Toys R Us. These normally retailed for $40 when they were new. Um, and they came out at the same time as the Black Series 6-inch Jabba. And they were both 40, they were 40 bucks a peep, 40 bucks a pop. But they've been on the shelves for so long that at least Toys R Us has massively reduced these in price. And I got this for the price of a Black Series figure, so namely 20 bucks. So let's see what we got. So first of all, let's take a look at the Scout Trooper himself here. His hands off. I'm gonna sit you down for a second. All right. Oops. Alright, so our articulation-wise, he's got full leg movement. It's like he's got ratcheted knees. Full ankle movement, and then obviously that way and that way. He's got fully moving arms as well. And they rotate so he can hold on to his handlebars. Head also moves. He comes with a little teeny tiny blaster that just fits right there in his little boot holster there. So there's the figure. He's a pretty nice Scout Trooper figure. Definitely. I like him. The paint apps are really nice. His boots are all muddy and stuff like that. You know, he's definitely been through the jungle a little bit, if you know what I mean. So, all right. Next, onto the interesting part. The speeder bike. So the speeder bike is exactly what it sounds like. The speeder bike that the Scout Troopers flew around in Return of the Jedi. Paint apps are really nice. It's got quite a lot of heft to it. It feels very substantial. It measures. It's about a foot long. It's got a little gun on the bottom there. It rotates. Let's see what else. The back flaps here, like the flaps they use to turn, those open and close. Let's see what else. It's got the footrests, and they have pegs in the footrests because the Scout Trooper figure actually has two sets of holes in his feet. One for just standing him up on bases, which are the back set of holes, and then one for attaching him to the speeder bike, which is the front set. Now, the other interesting thing about the speeder bike is that it has, as you saw a little bit earlier, this triangular piece of plastic, which you can use to sort of get a flying effect out of the speeder bike. So there are three socket or balls, like ball and socket balls on the three ends of this stand. So if you stand it like so, and you pop it in, there you've got a speeder bike at like sort of a high altitude, and it fully pivots around and everything, and it balances pretty well. It's a little bit hard to balance when the figure's on it, but so we got this one. We have one that is, I was going to say before, there's one that's slightly shorter for a slightly lower altitude. And it also obviously can tilt around as well. And then there's the smallest one, which is right here. And this is for basically hovering just above the ground. So sort of like the way that the speeder bikes just sort of hover when they're not being used. Either way, like I said before, the speeder bike paint apps are very nice. Feels nice and substantial. Plastic's a nice quality. It looks good. It looks like an Imperial speeder bike. The figure that comes with, very nice. I like him. He sits on the bike well. Here, I'll set him back up. It's pretty easy to get him on the bike. All you gotta do is take those pegs that I showed you on the footrests, stick them in the front holes in the bottoms of his shoes, and come on, get in there. Oops. Okay. His feet are now in there. Okay, and then you stick his hands on the handlebars, and there you go. There you go, there he is. And of course, like I said before, you can use the ball ends of these things sort of pose the speeder brake in midair. So like for instance, so for instance here, you could do something like so, where he's sort of leaning into a turn, looking where he's going. Of course, he doesn't want to crash in any of those trees. But yeah. So, like I said before, it's a very nice figure. And if you can pick it up for $20, I say it's worth it, especially if you like, Black Series or Star Wars or speeder bikes or really, anything having to do with this whole aesthetic. Hell, you can pick it up if it looks cool, Anyway, I give this figure a... I'm very hesitant to give anything a 10 out of 10. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Just because... I don't know. I guess I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Anyway. Until next time, this is Dark Mario 2, signing off. And may the Force be with you.